guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video I am going to be doing a kind of like a how to disguise wigs with your own hair, especially if you already got natural color, this is not natural color. If you've already got unnatural colored hair but you want to wear a wig and you want to disguise your own hair with it so you don't have it so obvious. So let's start at the top of the pile. Since I have quite a collection of wigs now, I've still ordered a lot more wigs and they're still on their way. So this particular wig I've won one or two of video is the shadow roots, as you can obviously see. I did put a little bit of concealer on the roots of it, the roots of it. And obviously the majority of it's pink, but then the very ends are a nice silverish white tone, which almost matches my hair. So first things first, you'll obviously want to stick on either a flesh toned wig cap or one of these fishnet ones. These fishnet ones are very holding on both ends, so you can fit it right over your head. Let me do exactly that. Also, yes, I just felt like wearing a heart on my cheek today, because why not? Grabbing the more loose, more lived in end, reaching it up and over. And sometimes you can actually leave a little bit of hair out, which I'll do that in just a moment, but first I want to focus on pinning the majority of my hair back. Okay, so I've got all my hair up in the I keep going to say bowl cap, it's not a bowl cap. I've got my hair now in the fishnet wig cap. So I'm just going to readjust it around the hairline. Now you can either pin it down exactly like this, or you can grab it at the hairline and tuck it right in. I sort of figured this out on my own, and my sister's now been doing it since, so for that. But if you want extra security, you can of course pin it down with a bobby pin. I'll pull this back a bit. Now, okay, I was meant to let this brush out. It's a brow groomer brush, but I'm specifically using it for the spoolie end. So you can of course use the spoolie to pull out some hairs, and that came loose, but that's alright. Okay, so that's the majority of my hair out now. I just ripped out a few hairs, but that's fine for me anyway. Cool, same thing for the other side. Now I'm grabbing my wig. It is not a lace front, though it is a very natural-ish looking wig. So this is basically the inside of it. If you can see that quite well. So I am grabbing it from the bottom, and they do come with a little hook so you can adjust it, kind of like a bra strap. When you first put it on, you're going to look very amusing, but you just adjust around with it, and you try to aim to when you find your own hairs again. Okay, so I'm just going to pull my own hair, then you adjust the surface to the side. So as you can see, this wig is quite thick. Now I'm just going to grab the spoolie and just re-pull out these hairs. So this is technically a middle parted wig, but I've obviously got it sitting off to the side. Okay, so this, I do need to thin this wig out a little bit, but there's actually a clip at the bottom of this bag that I have all this hairspray stuff in. So we'll obviously be covering the basis of natural coloured hair, because I do have natural coloured wigs. Which, for example, my Lucy Hale look, I had natural black wig, even though she has brown hair. We also have a Jenna Marshall. It's not a Jenna Marshall wig, but it looks like her hair, so I call it that. These weird ass nicknames from different kinds of wigs or whatever. When I saw it advertised on the website and right in the box, okay, the model looked like Jenna Marshall, and so did the wig. You can also secure it off with bobby pins as well, but I'm not quite worried about that just yet. So the very front of it sits a bit raised, that's just the way the wig is. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, now I'm obviously doing a first impression. By the way, this is not sponsored in any way. I bought this very much physically from the shops, specifically from, well, I call it Safeway, but it's actually called Woolworths. I found some hair talk things in town somewhere, so it's time to get bits of wig in my mouth. Some hair talk, so I was trying to look for something that could compensate from using eyeshadow, because I didn't have to sit there for ages on end using eyeshadow when I could just, you know, cut my time in half and use something else. So the choice between hairspray and this hair talk, but I want to do a first impression with hair chalk. This liquid hair chalk by BRITE Organics. I have used this hair dye before, so I actually did flip this thing around already, because I just couldn't quite make sense of it. But basically, the instructions is to get bright hair, instantly depress, which is a very weird word to use. Instantly depress nib to get the chalk to flow. So in other words, push down because it does retract in. You may need to depress a few times, not just once. Test under a discreet piece of hair to check the colour on your hair, and removal is product washes out with normal shampoo, so it's pretty good for like festivals or if you just come to a party and the next day you want to get your own hair back again. So these are good for that. Of course, it's a first impression, so I have no idea. This small little itty bitty strand here first. Certainly a lot more on the vibrant side of what the actual wig is. Just gonna push it down with my fingers a bit. The wig is a lot more of a plush pink, a dusty rose pink. This is a lot more of a in your face kind of pink. Just going to use this piece of paper to avoid getting my fingers completely dirty. How long was I not recording for that? So this side does blend in quite well when you work it in a bit. So now for this side. I'm thinking maybe this needs to be this way, just because I do need to get more product. Okay, so drive, that's thinking that you have to actually move it back and forth to get more product over and over again. This also smells a bit funny. Okay. So not every single strand is coated, but that's fine because I don't want to discard. I don't want to, completely transform my hair. So I'll take this side down now. Move that back into shape or whatever. Okay, so another thing with the roots, you can definitely take a brown shadow. Up line. Oh wait, just realised. Choosing a colour for the next one. We take a dark brown or black, depending on how dark your shadow root is, and just paint over there. Okay, so another trick is to do. Now taking a concealer brush and of course some concealer, like obviously. I'm going to take this one here. Okay, so of course the shadow has more of a purple shadow root, so if you start Beauty Colour palette and the Violence, I'm going to put that here, and that just about blends in seamlessly. I mean, of course, like I said, this isn't a lace front wig, so it is quite thick and almost rather obvious, but for the most part it does sit quite blended in nicely. Almost wouldn't even guess where my hair starts and whatever, and where the wig starts and ends, etc. So this wig is from Like the Box. It's basically a website that caters for all things that make up a human. Like it has to do with cars, kitchens, home and hardware, of course hand beauty, like obviously hence this wig. So the shipment is about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks, because it is shipping from China. Then there's wigs out a little bit, but for the most part, except for this like part here, which if you are stuck with that, a small brush that I have, which is my lip definer brush, I take the back of it and I pretty much just like target the spot a bit. usually does the trick, but until then, that looks pretty convincing to me if I just say it myself. And of course from a distance, even you guys will be pretty convinced, but obviously up close it's a whole other story. You can see where everything starts and ends, but once again from this angle, I hope I focused myself well enough. From this angle it looks completely convincing. Except for these bloody bangs, I'm pinning them back and dropping a brush. Yeah, so that's how you would discard a natural colour wig, especially when it comes to pink. Obviously choose your part line where you want it, then adjust your wig on obviously, and then start colouring in the hair pieces so it's better blended and more convincing, and you should be able to get away with it in public. I mean, even if you don't, it's still fun to wear a wig and have it known. So yeah, I'm going to wash this, take this wig off and wash the bangs out so I can get onto a different colour. Maybe like a natural one or something like that, so be right back. Okay, up next is going to be this teal mint wig that looks like something Kylie Jenner will wear. I did use my purple shampoo, which looks like the tiniest lemon stain, but that's alright. And I apparently missed a little bit of item over here, but it's fine, it'll fade out ultraviolet tone anyway. So I just to leave my hair the way it was. Also, because I mentioned from the start of this video, because the paper, I did just recently repurchase another wig specifically for a cosplay, which I got from BRITE. And of course, I did send a complimentary comb, a rhinestone comb. So I presume that this is specifically meant for wigs, so I'm going to use it for. Also, this wig is also from the box. Hair does have the tiniest bit of a pink cast to it, but that's also because I did use purple shampoo to wash my hair out. Now whether or not you can tell, I have actually already trimmed the bangs quite a day or two ago, or a few days ago. Also the shadow root is actually some black hair put at the top of it, but the rest of it is just green. Now let's test it with this one. I hope it's like a nice good close match. So I did do the same thing, I put this thing around already. So now I'm just going to search for my own hair. Okay, so all I need to do that side is just possible shadow root, but for this side mostly. Let's grip the hair a lot. Okay, trying to flip it over. Okay, like I said, I didn't catch every single strand of hair, but for the most part it is nice and disguised. So that blends in even better than what the pink did. The pink did. It's like one shade slightly darker, and my hair still feels very wet. It does pull in the hair a lot. That's probably something that's can't be avoided. Now with this concealer trick thing. Okay, so once again, the best bet is just to pin this down some more, so it's got closer to the scalp. As for the shadow roots, I'm definitely going to take a brown and a black. Okay, there we go. That's almost very nice blended once again. I mean, still in some ways very obvious I'm wearing a wig, but for the most part it's nice in disguise. So I can honestly recommend just to pin it down so that it's just a lot flatter to the scalp. Obviously because this is driving me nuts, so I only had 10 minutes to film anything. So yeah, I managed to make it look a little bit better, but again what I can recommend you doing is using some bobby pins to pin it closer to your scalp or whatever. But yeah, this is how to disguise a teal wig so it looks more convincing. And at this side you can do any hairstyle you want. Also one other thing I did was I did add some more brown shadow around the edges. So you can also pin it back like that if you want to. Just make sure that you really get in depth with the shadowing. So yeah, that's how I disguise the teal wig. This chalk. So now we'll get on to doing with the more natural colours, because I do have a dark blue as well, so I will quickly just show you how to do it with dark blue. The same dark blue wig that I wore for my makeup challenge in the reverse, which I flunked. So we kind of keep reminding YouTube about. Yes, of course I'm going to now take this wig off again, wash my hair out again, and then I'll be right back. Okay, next in line is this lace front blue wig. I had to have bobby pin for this one, so I grabbed some while I was in the bathroom. So the first bobby pin is going to need to go by ear. Seriously. I also realized I'm not acting very hyperactive. I mean, I am pretty happy, but then again, I'm not really a hyperactive YouTuber. The part line is somewhere in here, really. Like some concealer, as I have been doing lately. It's funny because concealing the wigs actually annoys my sister, but it just helps to give everything a more convincing look. The clunky bit on my forehead, awesome. Brighter. This wig is a lot more blue toned. I mean purple toned. So what you will have to do is spray your hair down first. My hair is going to be so ridiculously dry and cranky at me for this. Okay, that just took the colours in a total different direction, and I'll spray some on more wig. Fantastic. I'm actually going to have to go wash my hair out now because, yeah, it's just gone everywhere. So taking this guy off. So I'm just going to wash this out because my hair just, I don't know what happened, so I'll be right back. Okay, let's try that again. So maybe this time I'm just going to actually tuck all this hair away. So what you can do is reinvent a new part line and add concealer. Okay, now I have some little part line. I am going to have to get my sister's room to get a setting powder because I run out of mine. Be right back again. There's no Laura Mercier powder, but I did get this. CoverGirl, I presume it stands for. Translucent ones, which is perfect with this. There we go. Okay, this is quite a dark powder. I'm going to use the same brush. It's very important that you set over it because it just helps to tone down the concealer. Okay, now you definitely want to take like it has some perfect blue tone purple, so a mix of both actually. And once again, taking my eyeshadow brush, taking Mystic Out and Wham Bam. And just wherever the concealer goes, I don't want it, I'm just going to paint, oh not paint, I keep saying paint. I'm going to cover over it with the eyeshadow. Because part lines are not this wide. And if a little bit too much to get on there, you can go back with your concealer and redefine the line again. So of course you'll also definitely want to work on hairspray residue on my face. To work on you know, disguising the sides a bit. Whenever you let your hair down a bit or let the wig down, you can choose to flat it down like this, so it's just a bit closer in. But yeah, this looks pretty much disguised to me. I do see the straighten out because this curly isn't going to drop me nuts. I'm calling offense to anyone who has actually curly hair. There we go. That was the finishing touch. It just looks like my wig is grown from my hair. So obviously just make sure you pin it down. I mean that's pretty obvious. Don't want to go about your day in the world and you know suddenly the wig moves around a bit because you've been fussing around with it too much. It's not a shameful thing if people find out you're wearing a wig. The idea is to have it looking as natural as possible. The Halloween ones you can't do too much about, but still. This is how to disguise a blue wig. You can obviously switch up the part line, just make sure you add the concealer, add the powder to set the concealer or primer, whatever you're using, because I have also used primer and that worked out fine. So yeah, this was almost giving me a very, very pixelated look. So yes, this is how I disguise or I would disguise, and how anyone else has disguised lace front wigs. So yeah. Okay, so the first runner-up is going to be this Jenna Marshall wig. So once again, just going to stick it on my head, obviously. So once again, this is more of a middle-parted wig, but you can of course alter it to the side. As you can see, it has also got a lot of concealer on it, and I have also trimmed the bangs a bit, so it's just a bit more face framing. Okay, so now what I want to do a bit of a first impression on is this one, which is the black one, which is sitting pretty close to what I'm wearing. The wig I'm wearing, even though this wig is a dark brown one. I got is a dark brown one. So on both sides, I'm going to test out this side. I'm going to test out the dark brown. Let's see how well it blends. A little bit too light, so maybe trying with the black one. I'm getting more of the actual wig than my hair. Still looking very, very light. Trying with the dark brown again. So it works more efficiently on this side but not the other side. Fantastic. Pretty much too light. So I'm going to go with the black. Takes a few sprays. I'll do a few. So it takes a couple of seconds to really get it coming out. But once it has, a lot more better blended. Except for this sponge band. Okay, once again I'm spraying more of the wig than I am of my hair. Okay, and since I got so much on my skin, unusually enough, I'm going to take some concealer. Okay, so even though we just did all that spraying, I'm going to take some more eyeshadow. So I'm going to take, not from Jeffree Star, because that's just shimmery black. I'm going to take some more Wanted. I'll just put some there. So although I did add concealer, I'm not really going to worry about setting it. For the most part, it looks very, very convincing. Plus my hair still feels like the hair doesn't actually feel sprayed down, which is even better. It does blend in with my hair really, really well. What I did notice is that when you spray a lot of it, you use up a lot of the can because it's a small can after all. So it is, my forehead looks so dirty. So since they are such small cans, you do go through a lot, but once you get it flowing quite nicely, they are really good to use, especially if you want to disguise your hair with a wig. Like you even pin it back and you won't notice the difference. I mean, yeah, there's some trends that I missed, but it's all good. So yeah, this is nice and blended. My part line does look very crooked though. Anyway, but for the most part, it's pretty well blended. I really like how that's looking. So yeah, now I'm going to put on my black wig. Apparently not recording for as long as I thought it was, so just adding a new part line. Or trying to anyway. That looks pretty well disguised, so it blends in nicely with my spray down hair. Can't really tell much of the difference. I mean, up close you obviously will. You guys might feel quite dirty from the hairspray. When I wash my face tonight, I'll obviously wash off. So that's specifically this part needs to be the side part of the wig, so that's why I'm purposely wearing the side. I think the wig's actually meant to sit on this side, but I've got on this side. So the thing that annoys me that much though is the part lines, because I like my wigs to look convincing. Again, I'll obviously play around with that a lot more later. So yeah, these colours definitely come in real good handy, especially if you want to have a wig like an inch back from your own hairline, but you want to have it nice and blended. You don't want to have the actual wig to the hairline. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you want to pull off a more natural look, then these are definitely great for that. Get a bit of time from the spray to actually pick up the pigments to get onto your hair. So yes, I'm going to wash my bangs out once again because I want to test it with one final wig, which is the light brown one, which will definitely be beneficial for this one. They're obviously just meant from if you have great roots, hence why even longer out, even put a name towards it. So I'm gonna wash my bangs out now, and then I'll come back with the final wig. Done. Okay. So I don't really have a particular name for this wig other than light brown and on my head.
Yeah. I'm not sure to do that.
I'm just a story cut his face. She's not gonna mind.
Let's be real. She's not gonna get shit.
So although my forehead is dirty as anything from all the spraying and whatnot, and my fingers included, get a bit of a Mario Brink effect all over again. And it was that one little patch. There we go. Slightest shade darker. but for the most part it blends in really well. Even my sister's convinced. Anyone else knows how anal I am with part lines? So yes, this is how I am. Matching colours go for my pink wig and my teal mint wig. These do work great. They do catch on your hair a little bit, and you just keep flipping around around this thing so it picks up more product, but it does work really well. It is very vibrant. It does blend in with the wig quite well. These two, from this light brown wig, the Jenna Marshall one, and the, I don't want to say the name because it's a surprise. As I was trying to say, and now I'm blind battery. Cool, well, 1 bar. These do work fantastic. Obviously for the grey coverage, but I don't have grey hair. At least like grandma grey hair. It's work great for blending in natural hair with the wigs. That's specifically what I'm going to be using it for. It's work great. You do have to be a bit patient with it because it takes a while for the pigments to pick up and onto your hair. So you can obviously make up your own mind. You can pin it back. I really like how the products perform. Hairspray, we'll just keep that to you know, cosplay stuff and Halloween. All things do work great, as I said. They just catch on the hair a little bit. So these two do work fantastic for when you want to match your own hair up if you don't have natural coloured hair, so looking well at that. I mean, maybe red hair might be a bit of a challenge, but maybe go for like a black wig. Besides, if all else fails, so yes. But obviously I found myself in nice disguise. I could just step in public like this actually. And hopefully,
I mean, clean out the forehead a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully, no one notices a difference. So y'all, thank you all so much for watching this 100-year video, 100-year length of video. I do hope you guys enjoyed and got a few tips and tricks from it. I obviously made all this up on the spot. I was also using my imagination a little bit, testing the waters. This is all the first impressions, not the hairspray. I've used hairspray in the past, but the chalk stuff and the BRITE coverage is all the first impressions. Nothing was sent to me. I bought it all myself. So yes, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all for my future videos. Ciao!